welcome back to Tomb Raider. And in this episode, we should be finishing the game and putting an end to the Sun Queen's rage that's causing the storms. And we'll be putting an arrow in Father Matthias's face. And we'll be getting off this island. So yeah, if everything goes according to plan, which it should, but probably not. Let's get this door open. Alright, we got another little puzzle room. Oh man. Alrighty, let's get to it. Which one do you do? Alright, you control the ball and chain. Alrighty. Excuse me, sir. Find you. Another chest. There we go. Drop down. You probably open it. There we go. And we don't think it's on a timer, but just in case it is. There we go. And just for safety, just in case we mess up, we will close you back up. And there we go. Got another relic.
I've seen similar artifacts from the Ban Giant site in Thailand. How did this get all the way to Yamatai?
Probably on one of those ships out there. Was probably either a gift or a treasure or looted. There's a lot of ways, Lara. A lot of ways. Alrighty. We'll probably gotta use you as a form of wrecking ball, if I had to guess. Let's get the best angle and get up here. Alrighty. Use the rope ascender. Let's see what we're working with. That'll do it.
Need to get up there somehow.
Alrighty. You lowered it, right? No, you did not. Wrong one. Alrighty. Gotta lower you, so... There we go. Get you lowered. Now, I don't recall ever testing this or not, but can you knock on the gate right there at the bottom? You can, but you don't open. That's okay. Well, we know what we gotta do.
I can make this jump.
Ah! Oh! Looky there! Hey, we still made it. Let's go. First time that's happened. You should have rolled, Lara.
The Sun Queens. fire ritual where the queen chooses her successor. A chosen priestess enters the monastery, and she's given your power and becomes the new queen. Wait a minute.
Many have given up their souls willingly for this gift.
Now the first and last queen lives a half-life, a soul in a decaying body.
Vessels. It's not transferring power, it's transferring a soul. All these queens, they're all you, Himiko. First and last. Oh God. And now you want Sam. Well, you're not getting her.
And there we go.
Sam, a vessel for the queen's soul. I've got to stop this madness.
And there we go. Lara puts it all together. She has her big aha moment. And yes, the cruelty of the queen, if we head back here to the documents, look at all these ancient scrolls with Hoshi and the general and all that. They talk about, with Hoshi, they talk about how scary the queen is because they don't fully know why. And, and we now know why is, she's literally soul jumping into, presumably, her priestesses. And she has a group of priestesses, and out of all of them, she chooses and she soul jumps, presumably taking over their bodies, and the priestess's soul gets moved into, either gets overridden when the Sun Queen takes over their body, or their soul moves into the decaying queen's old body. The game isn't entirely clear on what happens to the priestess's soul, whether it gets consumed by Himiko, or if Himiko's soul takes over. It's not entirely clear what happens with the priestess's souls. They presumably get moved into Himiko's decaying body, and she takes over their bodies. But it's not entirely clear with what happens to the priestess's souls. But we can guess that's probably what happens. And can we open you? Yeah, we can. We can open you. But there's no reason to, because I don't... Wait. Oh, alright. Yeah, there we go. We got the door open. Alright, we got any more goodies or loot to be found here? Ah, there we go. Right there.
I have no choice now but to meet my fate. Tonight, I climb the stairs to the Chamber of the Sun, but I will never submit to the ritual. I will not emerge queen. None will ever believe what I now know to be the truth. A twisted evil beyond imagining lives within the Sun Queen. An evil that hungers for more than just the land and seas of Yamatai. This madness cannot continue. So I go to the chamber, armed with the stolen dagger of her Stormguard general. By the time he realizes what I have done, it will be too late. For the sake of Yamatai and all the priestesses that would follow me, I must die.
Alright, and from our friend Hoshi, we learn a bit more here that we now know why the general committed seppuku. He failed in his duty of either guarding the new Sun, the Sun Queen's new vessel. So he had to pay the ultimate price by killing himself. And we can probably guess, from what Hoshi says here, that she ultimately, from the sounds of it, took her own life with the dagger from the Stormguard General. So, whoever Himiko's last priestess was, is who she's been rotting in for like the past who knows how many thousand years. And there's Lara's thoughts on this journal. Says Hoshi in end. Says Hoshi faced a terrible choice. I feel as though I am following her path, but what choice will I be forced to make? And leaves a question mark. And there we are. We found all of the ancient scrolls. We have all of those. We have all of the endurance crew. The wartime intelligence from our Japanese intelligence officer. We have all of Matthias's diaries. Random the first Solari. And we have one more journal here from Lara. But yeah, from the sounds of it, Hoshi she was given a impossible choice, and she probably, chose in her mind at the time the best choice. If she couldn't get to the queen herself, then she would remove herself from the equation, believing that would stop this madness. And from the sounds of it, she was half right. It looks like we have to finish what she started, though, so we better not fail. We'll grab that useless salvage. We don't need that anymore. We got all our gear upgraded. Come on, Lara. You're getting there. You're getting there. More useless salvage. Nice statue. Yeah. Here we are. Point of no return. Lara is unable to fast travel past this point. We got one more relic. And we got another skill point, our last.
A Satsuma porcelain vase. Probably early Edo period.
And you figured all that out from a glance, Lara? Pretty good. Pretty good. And there we go. That should be, yep, there we are. That's everything. At least for the relics, that's 100%. We've almost got all the documents. We have one more here. The Endurance Crew. In Lara's personal journal. We got our last skill point. Nothing to say, Lara? Alright. Let's get that last skill point. There we go. Pistol Expert. Alright, there we go. Lara is as good as the game will allow her to be. We got all weapons upgraded, and we can fast travel. This is our point of no return here, guys. So if there is literally anything else that you haven't done yet, or found, or want to do, you should do it now. And we have, just a little bit left here in the chasm to find. See if we can see it on the map. We got one more document, and looks like, yeah, that was behind us. Back this way, alrighty. Ah, it was up there. Walked right by it, too. Yeah, it was right there, too. Alright, who are you?
Well, it had to be done. Lara left me no choice. If I thought she could play the game, I might have let her in on my plan, but she doesn't have the grit for this business. She isn't ruthless enough, and this discovery has to be mine. I've crossed the line. It won't look good, so... As unfortunate as it may be, she can't make it off this island. None of them can. And whatever happens with Sam, it just makes this whole story all the more newsworthy. I don't think Matthias or Solari can be reasoned with, so I'll need to slip away as soon as this ritual is completed. I'll make the perfect sole survivor, returning with the authorities, the cameras, and an appropriately convincing expression of sorrow.
Man, the good Dr. Whitman. You got what was coming to you, you self-important, egotistical fool. Oh, man. It says there, here's Lara's thoughts. Whitman, you foolish man. In the end, your ambition got the better of you, and you could throw in probably a couple more dozen choice words there to describe the good doctor, head archaeologist, and all of that. I mean, we really should have seen this coming from that first video camcorder from that we saw that Sam did of us on the Endurance. This guy refusing to, bet his reputation on an unqualified, unproven novice in Lara, and you just listen to the way he says it. He's so dismissive when he says it. It's like, and if you guys read the prologue comic as well, that came along with the definitive edition, or at some point, he really, his reputation at that point in the comic, for crying out loud, you could argue Lara as a Croft. Lara, she has a better reputation than he does, because if you guys remember from some of the earlier documents involving the good doctor, he has a struggling marriage. His wife's threatening to leave him and divorce him, and probably, take what money she could get out of him. And that's just, from, him being, a struggling archaeologist as well. Who knows what else could have been going on? Wouldn't surprise me if he was an unfaithful husband as well. But yeah, Dr. James Whitman, you got what was coming to you. The only unfortunate thing to be said of it is that Lara didn't do it herself, because let's face it, she would have absolutely done that. Absolutely. Or at the bare minimum, she would have absolutely made sure that the word and opinions of one archaeologist, Dr. James Whitman, would have never been trusted or validated ever again if he did survive and make it off the island. I almost imagine that, Lara would have done that, and possibly even Sam's family as well, because if y'all remember, from that video recording in the prequel comic, Sam's family is helping to fund this little expedition because, because James was running out of funding. The studio that he worked for was threatening to pull funding for this last expedition, and he was running out of time, and he would have fallen away into irrelevancy. So that kind of does explain a little bit of his mannerisms and his desperation. But come on, man. There is a line, and you crossed it, and you paid for it. And now we have to go stop the rest of this madness from claiming any more lives. Well, you know, at least before we at least put an arrow or a few bullets into Father Matthias, we gotta take out the crazy cult leader at the bare minimum. Alrighty, here we are. We've only been going 21 minutes. Let's put an end to this madness. There we go, we got the chasm. Boy, taking a view of the place, Lara. Alright. Get across the bridge.
You're the hero, Lara! Everything I've done, I did to survive! How many lives have you taken to do the same? There are no heroes here. Only survivors.
Himiko's dangerous, Matthias! She's angry, she's vengeful, and she has real power!
A mere mortal for a queen! A good trade for our freedom, I'd say!
Alright, well, we found the father. We gotta go stop him. Make our way up here and do just that. Make our way up to the tower, up to the ritual chamber. There we go. Jump across. There we go, Lara. Let's keep it moving. Yo, girl, and you gotta be cold as well. You're just in a tank top. You gotta be cold up here in all this weather. Gotta be cold. Alright, same as before in the temple. Oh, maybe a bit further over. Try it now. Oh, no? Come on. There we go. That's what we needed. Alright, let's make our way up there and put a stop to the crazy madman. Oh yeah, there we are. Alrighty, let's go. Oh, there we go. Hold on to that grip bar, hold on. Alright, climb our way. There we go. Over there.
Lara, watch out! Those bastards are heading your way. We did everything we could to slow them down.
Thanks, Reyes. Get to the boat. If I'm not back...
We're not leaving without you. We'll be waiting.
And come on, Lara, you've been saying that for the past, few hours. even if they wanted to leave, be like, sure, yeah, they could leave the monastery and all that and go back to the beach. But let's face it, they would not get off the island. Let's not even pretend to think for a moment that you were gonna say that. He's like, no one leaves the island, not without the Queen's permission and say so, and she's been angry for a couple thousand years. All right, let's get up here. Let's see what we got. Ah, there we go. The wind is moving. All right, let's go. Let's move quickly. There we go. Jump! There we go. Ooh, Lara. There we go. Oh, we gotta lock in, regain your balance. Let's make our way around and across and up. And not get struck by lightning, that would be painful. Got another little campsite. You got anything to say, Lara? No, nothing to say. Alright. Ammo. Yeah, we're all good on ammo. Alright. Keep on climbing. Whole place. Yo, yeah, it coming down. It coming down a little bit. It coming down. Yo, man, it's like, I mean, I could understand it in like a life or death and like getting off the island and spending like another 30 years or whatever on the island. But would you guys do this for your best friend? Leave it down below in a comment if you would. We got a bunch of ice, all that place is falling apart. We just making our way. There we go. Last hurdle. We'll make it. We ain't stopping, not yet. There we go, Lara.
Oh, great queen, through the trials I have brought you the vessel. Pour forth and return to this mortal coil. Pour forth and be reborn. Pour forth and awaken.
Alright, and looks like we have to go the long way. Arrows won't work. It's a good thing we got plenty of guns. Alright, gun is out. Ooh. Oh man, yeah. We gotta take all you boys out. I know you boys went off the island, but Lara wants her friend back. Come on, man, show your face. There you go. You throwing dynamite? There we go. Not you. Put that in you. Take you out. Ah. Ah. Yeah, eat that, boys. Eat that. Take that explosive. I got a little hairy there for a moment. Alright, we will Re-scour the resources. We'll loot you boys. Take all your ammo. Alright. There we go. Oh, dig in, Lara.
Oh, please! Sam! Hold on!
There we go. Just need something to, stop the wind. Make our way up. Alright, how many more of you boys? Ooh, he got squished.
Damn it, get her back!
You won't stop me, you Get the hell out of our way!
How many more, you boys? How many more? There you go. You guys can take that. There you go. Take that. There we go. You guys can blow up there. You guys, how many more explosives y'all got? Oh, more cinematics, more cinematics. The wind picking up. Alright, oh, looky here. More boys with shields. Tower Knight. Nope, nope, nope. There you go. You take that. Eat lead. You can join your friend. Ooh! There you go. You don't get to walk anymore. Loot y'all. We'll loot all you guys. The Guardians are here. Nice. Alright, we go this way? No, we don't go that way. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, lightning, clearing the path for us. There we go. Alright, jump across. Ooh, hold that grip, Lara. There we go. Alright, and the Storm Guard are here. Big man. All right, big man, your turn. There we go. There we go. We gotta take you out, man. We gotta take you out, big man. No, you don't get ads. You don't get ads. Ooh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. There we go. Gotta take you down, big man. We gotta take you down. Ooh, swing and a miss. Gotta take you out. Ooh. Oh, we took your helmet off. We gotta take you out, man. We gotta take you out. Alright, big man is down. Big man is down. Alrighty, there we go. We will loot all y'all real fast. We loot the big man? We can. The Oni Stalker, the big man, that's what this guy's name is. Alright, here we go, guys. One moment. Alright, let's get up here and put an end to this madness. Alrighty, Matthias, we gotta... Oh, he got hands. Old man got hands. Ooh. We're gonna need that gun, man. We're gonna need that gun. You ain't gonna take us out with our own climbing axe, no. I don't think so. There we go, we're gonna shoot you. Alrighty. Oh, classic Tomb Raider. We're gonna dual wield. There we are. Got the classic dual wielding pistol. Alright, Your Majesty, your long reign is over. And you can't have our friend. I'm sorry.
Promise. Let's get you home.
There's Lara! She's got Sam! She did it.
I think she's going to be okay.
What happened up there?
It's over. We can go now.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
I've been so blind, so naive. For years, I resented my father, doubted him like the rest. But he was right about so much. I just wish I could tell him that now. There are so many mysteries that I once dismissed as mere stories, but the line between our myths and truth is fragile and blurry. I need to find answers. I must understand.
Nice cold mango soup.
Making me waffles before her ballet class.
Need anything? Don't really know what happened to you on that island. Judging from those wounds and that look in your eyes, I'm guessing I don't want to know. Anyway, we'll be home soon.
I'm not going home.
A survivor is born. And we get that last bit of XP there at the end. And we get a thank you there from the dev team. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, that has been our journey through the first game in the trilogy, the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot, the Survivor trilogy. And I don't know if I'm going to immediately continue on with the next two games. We will play them at some point. I do plan to. If you guys would want those to be the next two main games we focus on, if y'all would let me know with a comment and like give like, you know, whichever top comment is, or whoever, you know, asks for the next two games, let's say that gets 1,000 likes or whatever, I will give the next game, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I will give that game priority. But yeah, I mean, alright, so let's give a bit of a synopsis for the game, if nothing else. I mean, for this coming out in 2013, it still looks amazing. I mean, graphically, I mean, it, in my opinion at least, it still holds up. If you were to tell people that this game came out back in 2013, I don't think most people would believe you. I think people would believe that this is either like a, you know, like a 2017 or like a 2018 game at the very least, because that's how well, you know, it still holds up. At least to me it does. I know all that in graphic fidelity and all that is very subjective and decisive among all levels of gamers. You know, some people think a game that came out, you know, like 10 years ago can still look amazing, and games that came out, you know, a week ago look like something that came out 30 years ago. But yeah, you know, graphics aside, I mean, you know, the story's good. Story's pretty good. You know, you can kind of, if you pay attention to all the dialogue between all the enemies and all that, you can kind of put together that something isn't necessarily right with the island, probably a lot sooner than what the game is probably expecting you to. Like, yeah, but that's like only if you like, if you're like, if you really like pay attention to dialogue, and if you go out of your way to find all the all the documents, like all the old World War II documents, you can kind of figure out that, you know, something isn't quite right here, and that the island isn't just full of a bunch of guys who survived, you know, either plane crashes or shipwrecks, and decided to go all Lord of the Flies because they all liked the book. You can kind of put it together that, you know, something isn't quite right, and they're not just doing it because they all liked the book, and that something else is going on. And, you know, in terms of enemy design and all that, and enemy level progression, I think they do a pretty good job. You know, you start off with like standard enemies, guys with no armor, you know, and they got either handguns and like machetes, and like bows and arrows and like, either in like Molotov cocktails as like the standard. And like by the time you started encountering, guys wearing, makeshift armor, they got like makeshift iron plates of scrap metal kind of covering their chests and all that. And as y'all remember, kind of the next big introduction of the next enemy type was the guys with the tower shields and the machetes. They kind of introduced those guys once you make it to the top of the radio tower up on the mountain, and those guys start showing up. And then kind of the next escalation of the enemy type is the guys who are wearing the full metal plates. They got like metal helmets, chest plate, on their arms, their legs, making it kind of hard to get like, stealth headshots and all that, at least with the bow. And of course, then I guess like really like the only two like boss fights, I suppose, are Boris the tank and the Oni Stalker, the big guy with the giant club. I guess you could really say those are really the only, boss fights in the game. But yeah, I think, if you've played like a lot of, if you've played a bunch of games, you can kind of see some of the, I guess some of the tropes that they use, with, Alex, being like the, wanting to be like the main character type, or, wanting to do something heroic, but knows that if he actually did, he would end up just causing more trouble than he would. And, Roth, I mean, anyone sees like that father figure type, mentor type character, that hardened survivor type character, you would know that like, yeah, it's like there probably isn't any way that Roth is gonna make it out, because him not making it would only push forward for the main character to truly embrace what the mentor sees in their student and really push them over the edge to really take the situations they're in, to take it seriously and not just have to rely on their mentor to save the day. So anyone, would have seen that coming with Roth. And then everything to do with like with the Sun Queen and all of that, I think they did that really well, in my opinion. The story and how it kind of takes Lara a moment to figure everything out and connect all the dots, that the first Sun Queen is really just been the main Sun Queen, and she's just been body hopping for thousands of years. And then one day, just one of her sun priestesses, one of her next vessels, figures that out and decides to do what no one else had was brave enough to try to do in possibly thousands of years. Who knows? We don't really find out how long Yamatai had been around in the reign of the Sun Queen, but it was apparently long enough for basically everyone who lived on the island to be like, yeah, no, we don't want to mess with the Sun Queen. She's, for the most part, a fair ruler and all of that, but there's just something not right with her that if you find most of the ambassador's documents and Hoshi's, you know, they all kind of come to the same conclusion that, you know, that there's something, you know, different about the Sun Queen, and that, you know, she's not a woman to be trifled with. But yeah, guys, I mean, for the most part, I mean, for all things considered, if I were to give it a final score, I mean, for this coming out in 2013, I would probably give it a solid 7 out of 10, in my opinion. I mean, for the time it came out and everything else, and all that, I mean, the story, some of the tropes and all of that, it's fairly well put together. So, I mean, I think a solid, you know, 7 out of 10 is, you know, I think that's a fairly fair rating, all things considered. And if you guys want me to continue on to the next game, which would be, you know, Rise of the Tomb Raider, or if y'all would prefer something else, let me know with a comment. And whichever comment, you know, let's say gets 1,000 likes, I will prioritize Rise of the Tomb Raider. And if that comment doesn't, well then I'll either continue it or I'll do something else. But in the end, we will do all 3 of the games. It's just, you know, just a matter of which one takes priority or not. And with all that said, guys, that has been the end of Tomb Raider, the definitive edition. And if you guys enjoyed that episode, why don't y'all consider leaving a like and a comment? And if y'all want to stay up to date with any future series we do after this, why don't y'all consider subscribing as well? And if there's any games y'all'd like me to play up for the channel, why don't y'all leave it down below in a comment? And if I have the game, I'll add it to the list of games to play if we're not already in the middle of something. And if I don't have it, I will add it to the list of games to play. And I've been your host, Gaming Dragon, and I will see you guys in the next episode.